Yo, guys, it's Guido coming at you with a coffee talk. I've got my coffee on the left side of the Atlantic.
And on the correct side of the Atlantic is Pilgrim shilling again and again and again with a Guido mug. There you go.
Excellent, excellent. Buy some mugs. But I just had a note, and I do not know what I did with it. I do not know what it... Okay. I've got my Gold County Roasters Columbia de la Cabana dark roast.
Nice.
That's what I've got.
Nice.
Been working through that in my Highwire Roasters coffee that I've got. Trading them off. Delicious. It is. Go ahead.
Sorry, you can actually tell the difference between which coffee you get. You know,
Like blind
reason,
taste
obviously.
tests, no. But if I had those two next to each other, yeah, they definitely taste different to me. Absolutely.
Cool.
They're both head and shoulders above any of the K cup stuff that I have.
Right. Okay. I'm only interested in because obviously for an American, coffee is a big deal. So you must have the same finesse as I do with tea. You know, I can tell different teas if they're, like you say, next to each other and you taste it. You go, yeah, that's a Royal Blend Her Majesty drinks.
Yeah.
And that's PG Tips.
I won't claim to be any kind of like I won't claim to be any kind of like super expert, but I can tell generalities.
All right, that's interesting.
I can certainly tell if it's a dark roast or a light roast or whatever.
Right. Okay.
Other people can just taste it and know exactly the bean and all that stuff. I can't do that.
I know. We've got tea drinkers like that. Yes, that particular leaf came from this plant
Exactly.
in southeast India. You're
Exactly.
Like,
As much as I like coffee and beer, craft beer,
yeah.
I can't really. There's only a couple hops I can really distinguish, and sometimes I forget which one it is. I just know it's that one that has that taste. But
Yeah.
while I like it, I'm a huge fan. I wouldn't say I'm like any kind of expert at it or anything like that. Good morning to everybody.
Morning, everybody. When you, Earl Grey is very perfumed. It's almost a grey-coloured tea, and an English breakfast is a more orangey, stronger taste. But Earl Grey is quite perfumey, and it was made by the Earl of Grey for Mrs. Earl of Grey.
When you describe it as such, that makes sense because I've had enough of both those to know that that's a valid description of those two. But I wouldn't have been able to just come up with that as we were discussing it in conversation, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Slim's the Canuck, Stickler, Odd Dog. Lots of pilgrims this year. Hey, look, lots of pilgrims this year. Bonzi,
Sniping.
Stickler, your first message, morning salutations, my fellow Guido files, got modded, I believe, because of the file part. So apparently someone was saying on my last stream that Twitch has ratcheted up the ban words, which is why we're having a lot more of these where we have to allow it when it's some word that's only vaguely connected to anything bad is now banned, or at least you have to approve it, kind of thing.
Right. Okay. Well, that's why you have moderators anyway. So that's
right.
A fair one, I guess.
Yeah. So how's everybody dealing with at least in the States? So everyone in the States is dealing with being an hour earlier than last night or last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that alarm went off.
I mean, it confused me. I mean, Guido said yesterday, oh, by the way, with the hour change, we'll still start at 7. Well, I was racking my brains this morning. I was saying to the House General, do we need to turn the clocks back or something? She goes, no, not until May. So I checked it out, and it's just you guys do your clock thing, don't you? For me, it was, no problem. But for you guys, you're up at dark o'clock.
Cliffy's just... and Stickler's like, I'm in Arizona, I don't care. Arizona, just for your information there, Pilgrim, doesn't do it. We have one state that just refuses to play.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, good for Arizona.
Yeah.
Stand up for your rights, mate.
Yep.
That's the one.
I did like that about Arizona. Arizona's a cool state. Fantastic.
Yeah. Do your own thing. Indiana. Parts of.
What?
How does that work? Like, the guy across the street changes his clock and you don't. It's 10 o'clock, mate. No, it's 9.
I did not know that. That is news to me, Bonzi. Yeah,
What a catch.
We're Slims. We're doing the same thing in the States. We're actually we've been working on that for a long time. I think it's probably going to happen. It's just kind of stupid, really. Indiana used to do it. Now most of the states used to not do it. Okay. Oh, so you're slowly going the other way. You're slowly coming over to the dark side.
Yeah, morning daylight zone. There is talk in the UK of getting rid of it altogether and just having a standard one time and not doing any changes. I
Yeah.
think the government are looking at that, so that'd be interesting. I can't stand all this nonsense because it gets me confused.
It used to, it used to sort of have a purpose,
Yeah,
and it was billed as to help the farmers, which was
Yeah.
which was asinine because farmers get up when the sun comes up.
yeah.
Doesn't matter what
Exactly.
actual time it is. It's the physical action, at least back in the day, and
Yeah.
probably to a large extent now. So it doesn't really matter if it was 2 o'clock or 1400 o'clock,
Yeah, absolutely.
or 97,000 o'clock. It's,
Clock. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. Does it?
Right,
I mean,
it's-
I live fairly rural, so we've got a lot of farmland around us.
Yeah.
And when they get their spotlights on the go, it's like daylight anyway. You're like shouting across the fields, "Turn your bloody lights off! It's 2 o'clock in the morning."
yeah. The physics of the Earth spinning, as Kedge notes, does not change because you've moved your clock around.
Yeah, exactly. Charlie Horse in the house.
Yeah, Slims. I think I might have just actually did that subconsciously because those are the same two damn times, aren't they? That's pretty funny. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Hey, check out the T22 guys. I've been having a lot of fun with that. There'll be a video on some of the shenanigans with that here in the near future. What else we got going on? 100 Battle Challenge. I think I finished the M6. Did we talk about that last week? Yeah, I think we did. I may have
I'm
finished
still
another
at it.
tank. I don't know if I finished another tank. I know that the Lynx is getting close. I got a little off track this week because I have a couple new tanks to make some content on. That'll be coming up. And then I also got the G.I. Joe stuff, which I'll show you in just a second. So that content should be coming up as well. You probably saw me stream it if you came by the other day.
I
We were streaming.
platooned with you with your Lego tank. That
Yeah.
was funny.
We'll talk about that later. EU update, haven't touched that. Next stream, guys, I'm on vacation the early part of the week. Gonna head on over to St. Augustine and hang out on the beach with the fam. And you know what I have to do this weekend, this coming up week, Pilgrim?
What are you got to do?
All right, I may need some advice because I know you've probably already done this. You have a daughter, right?
I do.
Okay. And I assume at some point you met the boyfriend.
I did, and
Yeah.
I met the first, I met the second,
Yeah.
and I've met this one.
Yeah.
In that order,
Yeah.
of course.
So she's been at college for the year and is apparently
Right.
now officially has a boyfriend. So we're gonna go. I have.
Okay.
I don't know how this works, man. I'm trying to figure this out. I have to go and drive to another city, get a beach house for
Right.
my spring break,
Okay.
so that I can go probably pay for all his meals and meet the boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why does meeting the boyfriend cost me several grand?
Yes. Right. Okay. Well, the only comparative I can give you is the first time I met her first boyfriend, and this is not going to go down well. I was in the house. The doorbell rang. This is over in Germany.
Okay.
So I went to the door.
Was he German?
This is not good advice. This is not good advice for meeting her first boyfriend.
Okay.
I went to the door, opened the door, and there was this thing with a beanie on its head, with Vans on, with baggies, with a skateboard under his arm,
Yeah.
with hair sticking out from under the beanie that obviously needed washing and cutting. And he went, "Hello." I went, "Hello, who are you?" He goes, "Oh, I come to call for Gemma. I'm her boyfriend." I went, "I'm going to tell you now, sunshine. You're not her boyfriend. About turn and F off as quick as you can." Slam the door shut. My daughter's upstairs. She shouts down, "I hate you, Dad!" And it's been that way ever since. So there you go.
So what I'm catching here, what I'm catching here is
Yep.
you nipped the whole thing in the bud early.
Absolutely. Boyfriend number one knew exactly where he stood.
Well, but from then on, she was not really that interested in making a production of having you meet any boyfriends anymore.
No, I had to force the issue.
See,
The
this
latest
is
one's quite cool because he's American, so he's okay.
this is the mistake I have made because I was not wise enough to do that to the first one.
You've got to set the ground rule out.
Well, see, what's funny about her is she's a pretty driven young lady, and this is a small town I live in. She dated a couple guys, but only for a week or two.
Yeah.
All through high school, she hung out with boys. She went all the dances, but she just didn't have a boyfriend.
She was focused on education and everything else.
And she had that in her brain. She's like, I'm not staying here. I don't really care for these guys anyway. Because they're all rednecks.
These yokels.
Nothing against rednecks. It just wasn't her thing. And she always had this vision of bigger and better. And now she's up to. Now I hope she's not glomming onto the first person that paid attention to her out there. But it's not like she didn't have attention paid to her. She's a very pretty young lady. But I guess now it's time to deal with that act.
You see, the thing is, she's setting it out as quite a big deal, and that's important because she's included you in on it because she wants your approval.
Sort of.
Sort of. Okay, so
This has all been engineered by Mom.
You see, that's the trouble when the house general gets
it.
involved.
I'm
You've got no
telling you,
say
man.
in it.
That's part of my story. Like, why do I have to go? So it was a bit of a rhetorical question. Why is because the Frau.
You've been told, haven't you?
We're going to St. Augustine, and she's coming up with the boyfriend, and we're meeting him. I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
So anyway,
we see. I'm with you 100% there, buddy. The only thing I would stipulate is that they have separate rooms.
Oh,
you are not in the same room.
Well, I mean, I think that train's left the station. She's 18 and she's at college. I got no control over.
What can you do about it exactly?
Yeah.
Not under my roof.
Yeah, Slims. I think the plan is to stare him down a little bit. There's nothing I can do, but I can let him know that he can be killed.
Yeah. Exactly. Just say, death is painful, especially if it's coming from me against you.
Stickler's going to Pensacola. Yeah, Pensacola's beautiful. I do like Pensacola.
Nice.
All right, Bonzi, thanks, man. I don't know if I want to be in this club, but it's not like I have a choice.
Just make sure you take the shotgun with you. Yeah, just have it draped over your shoulder when you're talking to him. So you're the new boyfriend, are you?
Yeah.
And you got the Remington pump action sat there on your shoulder.
Oh, I'll be fine in that. I'll be fine in that manner. This is America and Florida. Don't you worry about me.
You'll be tooled up. You'll be tooled up, ready for action.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that is interesting, Kedge. The first time, and he'll be staying at the house. What if I hate the guy completely?
Yeah.
All right.
How are you going to hide those feelings? It's going to be difficult. Just ignore him. Just don't even talk to him.
I won't. He'll know. He'll be well aware of it. I'm sure he's a fine young lad. All right. So anyway, that was a long story about how no stream next week that I know of. Maybe later on.
Right. Okay.
All right. Cool. Missions and specials. Let's show a little bit here, man. Let's see what we got.
Can we do that?
There's a lot of stuff for sale, fellas. We have quite the amount of stuff going on. This is probably about the busiest since Christmas, I think. There's so many things going on right now and about to start with ranked battles and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So let's see what we got. Most of the stuff right now for sale is all the G.I. Joe stuff. So I do have 2 of those skins. Also, on Monday, I'm pretty sure it's Monday's video, I've got a feature showing these skins and a little bit of goofy gameplay with it. And there's a contest involved, so I'll let you guys know this. You got to get to the end of the video, so either fast forward through it or watch it. And I'm going to give away one each of these skins. So I'll give away a G.I. Joe skin and I'll give away a Cobra skin.
When we get to the shop, we need to talk about that because anyway, when we get to the shop,
we're there now. We're there now. What do you want?
We'll do it now, right? Yep. Okay. The price point for the packages is, in my opinion, exorbitant. There is absolutely off the planet. I've got the price point at £77 That's the two tanks of skins
Two
and all the
tanks, yeah.
missions and everything else. So that's over $100. Well over $100,
Mm-hmm.
$130 or something.
101
And
for us.
101.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just a huge price for the sake of getting a couple of skins, effectively, because those tanks are out there anyway.
What I don't
You know.
understand about that one is, and I don't know why they did this, they dropped an extra 7,500 gold on it. Which,
Yeah.
you know, on the one hand you go, oh, okay, well, it's free gold because the two skins are $16, the tanks are yada yada, which is about $100, and then you're getting free gold. Well, not really, because the gold just serves to increase the price a little bit. Why is the gold even involved in a package like that? We lost Pilgrim. He's frozen. Let's see if he comes back here in a minute. I have to call him back. Nope, you're back. Did you hear it?
Okay.
All
Is
right.
it my end?
You just
Is it my
froze
end?
for a second there. I was just saying the 7,500 gold, why is it even part of the package?
Well, no, exactly why. And it's made the price point ridiculous.
Ponzi, Pilgrim down, Pilgrim down. We have a Piper down.
Man down.
All right, anybody know that reference? Piper down. What movie? I got to see if
Oh,
anyone.
that's a good one. That's a good
Do you
one.
know that movie?
It rings a bell. I'm trying to think what it is.
It's a comedian, a comedian that is known for playing a Scottish character.
Oh. Bugger.
Yeah, beeper beeper come up voice. Radio check. Radio check. All right. It is Mike Myers. What movie though? Nope, not Austin Powers. Good guess. Good guess. Not
No,
Austin Powers.
that's what I was about to say, Austin Powers.
It's one of his earlier movies, and it's a little bit obscure. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. All right, so yeah, it is a high price point, and the 3D skins. Kedge, you are the man. It is
there you go. Yeah.
So I Married an Axe Murderer, and if you have not seen that movie, you're any kind of Mike Myers fan, I absolutely recommend that movie. It is one of the funniest movies. It's so off the wall and weird. It's absolutely hilarious.
He
All right.
is. He's like that, though, isn't he? He's good, though.
Yeah. Well, and it's good because it's not a Mike Myers movie where he's that character the whole time. He plays a normal person in between, so it's good in that if it drives you a little bit crazy when these guys do these characters a whole movie, and by the end of it you're sick of the shtick. Yeah, exactly.
You get that with Borat and all that lot, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. So they're $16. That's right. $1 million. No, it's not a This Is the End genre. It's just a romantic comedy with goofiness. It's pretty funny. But the times when he plays his dad, the Scottish dad,
That's the one.
I think he actually plays his mom too. Now that I think about it, no. That's that's a lady that I think that's an actual Scot lady who was a relatively famous character actor back then.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fat bastard.
Yeah, he did. That's right.
He was gross. I've had a jobby. Oh dear.
Sorry, G.I. Joe. Sorry, Hasbro. We got a little off track while we were shilling. While we were shilling for Hasbro. Yeah. Yeah, they had some strict rules on copyright stuff. You'll notice the little thing that's going through talking about all rights reserved and used with their permission and all that kind of thing. So. Right.
I mean, I think as somebody said on the stream there, they must be getting quite a hefty cut out of that. So.
Yeah.
So the price is what it is, but it wouldn't float my boat. I haven't gone and dug my wallet out for that particular.
Well, and the skins are the same price as all their 3D skins. They've all been $15 to $18. Now, whether you agree with that being a good price point or not is a different subject. But it's not like those are any more than their usual 3D skins.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're getting the tank. obviously. So here's the thing, guys. It's not a different tank. It's a mod T54 Mod 1 or a TS5 with a skin in the package, but there's no stats that are any different. It doesn't change anything about the tank.
No.
So they're still decent. You know, it's the standard packaging. You've got some with the tank and personal reserves and others, ×5s and all that kind of good stuff. So the good news is they're both good tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I haven't got the TS5. I've got the Soviet one, but I wouldn't even spend, $13, $14, $15 for the skin. It's nice, don't get me wrong, I quite like it. It makes me smile, especially when we platooned up and I looked at the skin, and I hadn't seen the G.I. Joe thing before. We first battle we went into, and I saw the skin, I went, oh, look at you with a fancy skin. And then the explanation came out. But it's cool. Yeah, I do like it.
So they look like, here's the TS5, guys, in garage. And it looks like a plastic toy tank, which I talk about it.
That's disappointing, isn't it?
No, I love it, man. That's what it's like. That. Yeah. It's supposed to be like that. Look, it's got the plastic seam from the mold on it, like you had on those things.
It's shiny.
If you look at the stickers, look like stickers that have been put on the side of it.
Yeah.
You know, the plasticky bag looks right. I mean, it just.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's exactly like what you buy a toy from Rebel or one of the other companies and make them. You know what I mean?
No, I know it's not everybody's.
AMC.
Yeah, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, as they say. I'm trying to find. There it is. So there's the Cobra one. It's got the little extra guns sticking off of it. The rockets on the back. So I think this is going to be one of those things that's a little bit controversial for some people, because
I remember the battle we had with this, Guido, and you were low on hit points, I think, and I said, well, drop your mines at the back, drop them off, and that'll blow up the fellas chasing you.
That's right. But you got the whole argument about anime tanks and cartoon tanks and all these other tie-ins that they're doing, and not most, but a lot of people don't particularly dig that kind of thing.
No.
But I think if you click block non-historical, you won't have to look at it.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. If you don't like that. Yeah.
It doesn't bother me either way. It's just that I wouldn't spend money on it. That's all. If it was there and it was part of the whole thing, when that's fine. And if people want to buy it, that's fine. It's not my business. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't actually spend money to put that sort of camo on a tank.
Yeah. Bogey.
I think the only thing I've done stupid is like the artillery, because that has to look stupid.
And that T-22 that I have.
Yeah, the T-22. Yeah.
I made it look as dumb as possible. Bogey, if you buy it again, if you already have it, you're going to get the gold value, and you'll get the skin if you buy the package. So all you really need is the skin. It's a 3D skin. That's the point of this. This is my Mod 1. I just put the 3D skin on it. It's a 3D skin. When you buy the package, you're buying the tank with the 3D skin. If you have the tank, you don't need to do that. You can buy just the 3D skin.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So there you go. Yeah, see, I think 71 AMC is kind of putting it well for a lot of people. And here's what's kind of genius about wargaming on this one is that I would say a good majority of the people who don't want the anime tanks and the cartoon tanks and stuff are going to give this one a slight pass, precisely because it is G.I. Joe. And that was a thing from their childhood. I talk about that in my video because we can just talk about it now. I was thinking about G.I. Joe, and this is the 70s, when I grew up, early mid-70s, that was prime G.I. Joe time for me. And we had tons of them. Every kid on the block had them. We lived on a base. We lived on an Air Force base in Utah. So there were thousands of kids. There were just kids everywhere, right? Because it's all young military people. All kids, G.I. Joes everywhere, big wheels, all that stuff.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe was like the 70s version of the game Rust.
Yes, it was one. Yeah.
A sandbox game, literally in the sand. You'd be outside. Everyone would have a G.I. Joe or 3. All the damn guns and stuff that they had, the vehicles. Of course, you would get your Tonka trucks out, and those would be used. And it was all, it was like It's like a game of '70s Rust, in your imagination.
Yeah, no, absolutely cool. I mean, we had Action Man, but it's very similar to GI Joe,
Yeah,
and we had all that. So, I mean, he had Action Man the same as GI Joe. He had a Jeep, which was actually a Land Rover, and eventually he got a tank, and then he had a parachute set, he had a fireman set, and so on and so on. So
yeah.
he's very much like GI Joe, I guess. So yeah, Kung Fu grip. Now that's the thing we were talking about. His hands were like this. So when he held the rifle, it was pointing the wrong way.
Yeah.
You can never get it right.
Muzzle discipline was terrible for GI Joe. He was forever sweeping his muzzle through people's faces.
Yeah. Ow.
He never knew how to put the thing away either. He was always running around pointing it at everything.
Yeah, no, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't very nice, was he?
Yeah, Stickler
dear,
says is My Little Pony next. I think that's probably the fear for a lot of people. It's like, oh man.
Gosh, can you imagine that? No. If they were going to do it, they would have done it for International Women's Day. So we'll leave it there.
I think we're gonna get more and more of this stuff, guys. I'm just being honest and realistic.
Yeah.
It's lucrative for them. People like it. They're gonna catch the fans that like it. The people that don't like it are gonna keep playing the game, and that's kind of how it's gonna go.
Yeah. Tom's looking for Barbie.
Bats fam, what's happening,
Okay.
man?
Bats fam's in the house.
Did I do this? I think I did. Did I call it Bats?
Girls and Panzer. Well, yeah, true, Stickler. Girls and Panzer. Yeah.
I don't remember if I did this command. I guess I didn't, or it's not working. All right.
Yeah, it used to work.
Yeah, I thought I had the exclamation Bats. Huh, I don't know. How's the charity going, man? How's the young tyke? Is he? I hope he's doing well. Let's see. Where were we? All right, that's GI Joe stuff. Oh, we're still shilling. We're not done shilling.
We're shilling. We're not chilling.
Yeah, let's bring it back up here.
Yeah.
So also too, and in addition to the CS52 is around. That is a quite good premium tank. The double barrels are back, so you can get your 703 on if you want. We got the Pudel, and the KV2R is back.
Yeah.
The extra credit. Now, speaking of tie-ins, that's a Warhammer tie-in.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
There's also the BDR G1B thing. That's a skin. That was a Warhammer tie-in.
Yeah.
This is an actual premium tank. I think it's not a skin. This is a separate tank. And that's kind of goes back to, I think it was Stickler's question. Is that a separate tank or not? This is a separate tank.
Yeah.
So you would have a KV2.
This is a premium. Yeah, this is the premium as opposed to a
So you would have a KV2 and a KV2R in your garage.
Yeah.
All right. Gold-wise.
And it's not getting nerfed either.
Yeah, every time they talk about a HE rework, they always
yeah.
make it a point to say that's not going to change unless HE somehow gets a lot better, I would guess.
Yeah.
Gold stuff, standard stuff. Not much to say right
they got that price point again. They got that. Fort Knox and War Chest.
Is this still there? It is still there.
Yeah. Same gold, same credits, different prices.
That's funny. I thought I sent him a note too and said, "Hey, what's up with that?" I didn't get an answer.
I mean, they're claiming that Fort Knox is discounted, whereas the War Chest was normally the discounted one. So all they've done is swap the discount over for the next 22 hours or whatever. But yeah.
Wait, what? Wait, are you saying War Chest was discounted last time?
Yeah, War Chest is normally discounted to £77 sterling in my currency. It's currently it's £107 at the moment. But for some reason they flipped it over and discounted the Fort Knox now. So the War Chest has gone up to £107.
Is that like the
sterling.
shell game?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like
Wargaming's playing the game.
Like, where did that thing go?
Yeah. Which one is it today? It's that one. No, it's that one. Oh, I you know what? Sod it. I'm going to go buy something else.
All right, premium account. Nothing going on there. You can get it. So, I just saw a forum post, somebody complaining about this thing with the whole whether you get gold compensation for a tank you already own with some of these packages, and you have to read the fine print. He came in
Yeah.
all pissed off because he got the 30-day. I think it was this one, and he didn't get compensation for the tank he already had, and sent in a ticket. And they're like, "Well, some of them you don't get it." He's like, "What the
Yeah.
heck?" Yeah.
Try reading the small print.
Well, and it boils down to whether they're selling you a tank with the time or the time with the tank.
Tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
So good. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck sorting that out. I actually looked at that one. The disclaimer wasn't on it, so who knows? Maybe it fell off.
Yeah, it just fell off.
Just fell off.
Dump.
He got it off the shelf and it just fell off while he was walking up
Yeah.
to the.
It happens.
register.
It happens. I've seen that happen. Yeah, absolutely.
The Lancin is for sale. The Chrysler K is still out there. 34-3.
Right, give me the thoughts on the Chrysler K, because when we get to black market, I'll tell you a little story.
Well, it destroyed the game.
Did it? Okay.
That wasn't actually his argument. His argument was it had no weak spot, so it forced people to shoot gold. And its gun is kind of anemic, which forces it to shoot gold. But man, that is so 2016.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, we're well past that at this point. The 103s out there, looks like the Revoloris. These are exclusives. These are probably from something else. I don't know if these are... Well, the point is, I don't know if everyone's seeing all the exclusives. I have a bunch up here. I've got this. Do you have these? I got the Suma, the Super Pershing, the IS-2, the Marbrecher. Do you have these as exclusives in yours at all?
No, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if these are Salute program
they're
or
Twitch
what.
packages. Yeah, they could be Twitch
Okay, they're
packages.
probably Twitch. Yeah, Twitch or Salute, one of the two. And that's it, guys. All right. So, what did you want to say about the black market? Let's talk about it later.
Well,
Let's talk about that later.
talk about it later. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Just
talk about
remind
that
me.
later. Because we have to still shill, man. We're still shilling.
There's plenty of shilling to be done.
Yeah. Now we're done shilling.
Okay.
Oh man, no, we got to talk about missions and specials and stuff as well. The code for this week is.
I've got it written down somewhere. Hang on.
Now you know.
Now you know.
NOWYAKNOW.
See, I didn't read it as that. Do you know what I read it as? For some reason, I'm trying to understand. I thought it was something to do with Texas, because I read it as now yak now. Sorry. Now yak now. I was going. What's that all about?
What?
I don't get that.
How does that possibly have anything to do with Texas?
I don't know. It's just that she's a Texan, and she put it up there, and I went. That says now yak now. Is that like telling a yak to do it now? Now yak now. Or I don't know. Do you not farm yaks in Texas? I don't know.
You already told that yak once. And now you're getting more insistent.
Exactly. Now yak now.
You're like, now yak, and he just sits there. You're like, now yak now.
So it's now. Yeah, no. Okay.
Now you know. Now you know. I'm still a little fuzzy how that got connected to Texas, but.
Well, I don't know. I just assume. Well, I don't, because they all speak quite languidly in Texas, don't they?
I will say one thing. It's interesting that you're actually not too far off, because Texas is quite known for exotic animal farms.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
wow.
there are, and I don't know if they have
steers.
yaks. I would assume so, but they have all like the ibis things and the camels, llamas. I know there's lots of llamas in Texas, so there may as well be yaks.
Camels. There's a lot of camels in Texas. Right.
Well, as compared to how many there should be in Texas, there's a bunch.
Okay. When did they stop? When did they stop like cattle drives and stuff then? And when did they tangent off
cattle's
to
still
exotic
king.
animals?
No, cattle's still king, but
You still got steers. You still got the big
That's
steers.
going to be most of the animals that
Okay.
they've got in Texas. But the exotic animal farms are a big thing there.
You've just destroyed one of my you've just destroyed one of my favourite things about the United States, was that Texas was the big steer cattle drive country.
It is,
You
but
know,
the cowboy
cowboys.
just be there strumming his guitar,
Yeah,
home
and,
on the
you know,
range,
eating beans around the
and a
campfire.
yak and a camel go by.
And the yak and a
Yeah.
camel walk. You cannot have a John Wayne film where he's being all John Wayne and a yak trundles past.
Well, you
in
know
the
what else they have
background.
quite a few of, but this is really going to ruin it because at least those are 4 legs. Ostrich and emu.
Get out!
Oh, yeah.
Behave
Oh yeah,
yourself.
yeah. Ostrich farms and emu
Right,
farms.
that's.
Yep.
I can't ever watch another cowboy film ever now. That's just spoilt it for me now. I'll be looking out for the emus galloping past, you know, with the bad guy with the black Stetson on, riding it.
Just know that this is a recent thing. So you know your cowboy movie is safe. There were no yaks and emus running around.
Okay, there was definitely. I can't remember a John Wayne film where I saw an emu run past.
No,
to be honest.
John Wayne did not have to deal with exotic animal farms on the range.
Oh dear, oh dear. Can you imagine that? True Grit. He's sat on the back of an emu with his two rifles in his hands. No, that doesn't work. Giddy up, emu, giddy up.
Oh man, you can ride those. You can ride the ostriches. They have ostrich races.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Bloody Australia now.
I mean, I don't know why you would, because they're kind of vicious animals. But
Oh, you got fences now. You can't have fences. You can't have fences in Texas. The only
Don't
fence you got in Texas is
fence me
round the
in.
county.
yeah,
Anyway, that was a tangent. Sorry.
yeah, it's all fenced in now. So you got to keep your cattle on your own land. People sort of frown
You see,
upon.
all that romantic.
There's still some cattle drives. I mean, there's still some open ranches that they move the cattle around. I think there's actually still one that they push them up to Oklahoma or something. I think there's isn't there
Wow.
a yearly cattle drive? Not nearly as big as it used to be.
See, that's my bucket list. I want to go on a cattle drive, and you know, one of the big ones. If it's
Yeah.
still going, when I come over to the States eventually again, that's one of my bucket list things to do. So maybe when I retire next year, I'll look at that over the next.
I am
2 or 3
sure
years,
there's a
'cause
big ranch somewhere in the West that does that for tourists.
that. Wow.
Like a dude ranch where I'm sure you're not going to go thousands.
Dude ranch? No, I don't want to be a dude.
That's called a dude ranch. Yeah, I'm sorry if you're going there. If you go there, you're a dude.
Do I have to wear chaps and a Stetson?
I don't know. I've never been to one. I don't know why I would do it.
You're missing out on a huge part of your own culture. You need to go and do one.
Let me see. That's kind of like what would that be like for me going over there and I don't know. I can't think of what it might be. What's something you guys that happens over there a lot that you guys don't?
Oh, what, in the UK, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, that's like going tea leaf picking, isn't it? Or something, I guess.
Yeah. There you go.
Tea tasting. We're going on a tea tasting holiday. Why? Got plenty of tea in the cupboard.
Exactly. All right. What else is going on?
Well,
in
we got
Tanks?
loot boxing. We got loot boxing Australian. So he'll know all about emus. Sorry. Anyway, carry on.
Oh, right on. Loot box mechanic. What's happening? Hello from the U.S. Hello to Australia. Who cleaned up after cattle drive? I think they just left it.
Good for the roses.
I'm pretty sure they just left it. Missions and specials, guys. What do we have going on? I don't think there's much right now to talk about on that. Let's take a quick look in the UI. There is, I think, some G.I. Joe stuff, right? Watch Salute, ongoing.
Yeah.
Community Hunt. Yeah, there is a G.I. Joe versus Cobra mission going on. You can get some stickers, basically.
Yeah.
And some personal reserves. Multipliers for on track. Got the UDES 1516. The E100 was and still might be. We got the Special Commander AF. Looks like you can get some food. That's for the Yak Now Yak. Or is it Now Yak Now? It's Now Yak Now.
Now yak now.
Now Yak Now. E100 is still on, so we're going to have a good E100 game next week that somebody sent. Big Catch
Cool.
is finishing up the new Twitch Prime will be Monday, I believe. So you're going to be able to pick up a Cobra or Duke is the guy's name? Yeah, the G.I. Joe or the Cobra Commander. I'm assuming it's going to make you pick one or the other, or you have a choice. However you want to look at that.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of stuff going on, guys. All kinds of stuff coming up here. All right, that's the shilling. We done with that? Let's be done with that.
I think we're done with shilling. We've still got some stuff on the news to go through anyway.
Before we move on, though, did you guys notice that this truck is in the garage and it says ranked battles, and if you click on it, it comes to the ranked battle? Why is that there?
I mean, like you were saying earlier on, should it not be something else there? Something?
Yeah,
that's
because
yeah,
Steel Hunter's coming up. I was assuming that might be the Steel Hunter thing. Did they throw that thing back into the garage and just not sort it out, or is it the wrong one? Stickler says it's been there for a while. Okay.
Oh, okay. I've not seen it before that myself.
Yeah, I didn't notice it till today.
Okay.
Yeah, that is where the car was for black market. Right, so it wasn't there for a while. Come on. You're killing me.
Stickler.
Something was there.
In fact, it's back. It was there before black market, but it finished. Ranked battles finished what? 2 weeks ago?
So maybe it's been there the whole time and I just haven't really noticed it. And then they put the car there for black market and then it's back. Stickler says it was there before. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I figured that, isn't that how they get you to Steel Hunter? They put that little thing in the garage?
Oh, well, that's what I thought. I thought there was something in I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, I know ranked
garage,
battles will
wasn't it?
come back, but it's Steel Hunters first. We're going to go do a thing of Steel Hunter before we do any ranked battles. But ranked battles is coming back. All right, little sidebar there. Little sidebar.
Yeah.
Let's go to subjects du jour because we got a lot to talk about, guys. There is a bunch of stuff going on. First things first. What are they? Blueprints. Blueprints.
Oh, yeah.
Go to the store. You should all know this. If you don't, we're going to learn you something. Go to the store. It's the best tab. The best tab. It's the best tab, and it says here, go to exchange. See this big thing? You go to exchange, and these are the things you can buy for your blueprints that you are not using. Frontlines Bogey is being reworked. They had an issue of some kind, and it's being delayed. So I think they had to rework the whole Battle Pass thing a little bit because Frontlines is not going to show up until I think the second half of the year.
Yeah.
That's my understanding. Also, it's not, like you said, it's not mentioned, and we'll get there, but it's not mentioned in Battle Pass. So right now, it's not part of Battle Pass right now. Yeah, that was interesting right there. So, but exchange...
Which is a shame. Because, I mean, each to his own. Steel Hunter doesn't float my boat. I certainly won't go down that mode, but I don't want to miss out on Battle Pass because I don't do Steel Hunter.
Well, we'll get to it, but I think it won't matter for you. But
okay,
I could. The problem is I don't have the numbers. We'll get to it.
Yeah, but the blueprints. Wow, I've just exchanged every single US, Russian, UK blueprints for crew books, and I've just like upskilled my crews.
How many clicks did it take?
How many? Oh gosh, I used all the blueprints up. For the American, I got, I want to say 6 of the large crew books, and I think it was 12 of the smaller trains.
Well, you can only get so many of the...
Yeah, it was the max. I maxed it right out.
Yeah, it was 4, I think. It was 4 or 6, whatever it was.
Four a time, but you could do it more than once.
Well, not me. I can only the book,
really?
The training guide were the bigger ones.
Yes.
I could only get whatever it was, 4 or 6, and that's it. There's no reset. The one you can buy as many as you want is the little one, the booklet.
That's the one I'm on about.
And it's for blueprints.
20,000 one, the one that gives you 20,000. Right, I got loads of those. I wanted to say 6. I'm sure I must have got 4 then. I got 4 of the bigger ones for each of the nations.
Yeah.
That's probably right, actually, thinking about it. But actually maxed out the smaller ones. Just kept.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the 3D styles, if you click on that, there's 2 of them available: the Montu and the Safari. One of them is for the Progetto. The other one is for the. Is that the IS3 or the 3A? I don't remember. but you can only buy one, and they're 50. I had both of those. Then you can buy as many 2D styles as you want, and these are for Universal. So 2D styles, you can go crazy on your Universals. I have 3,419 Universals.
Huh?
So either
that's right, because you've got all the tanks, haven't you?
Right.
You haven't have to use any of them. Yeah.
So either I buy a ton of those, or I get a bunch of premium time.
Right.
Now, guys, if you're free to play or you're low on premium time, and you have a bunch of Universals, this is probably the best deal going. You're going to get 7 days for 140 of these things.
Yeah. So and it's cost you nothing. Cost you nothing.
Cost you nothing.
Those blueprints.
So crank up your premium, man. My advice is bag the rest of it if you're free to play and just crank up the premium. Sutek, what's happening? All right, so that's Universal. The other thing you can get Universal, you can use on Universal, I think there was only a couple of these available, were the really big manuals. Maybe there were 6. I don't remember what it was, but I matched those.
I didn't have enough Universal. Yeah, it was Universal ones. You could do the big manuals.
Yep. So the only place I can spend my Universals now is 2D styles, which I don't need, or this. I'm just going to crank up the premium, even though I have 500 days or whatever the hell it is, just for giggles. So I have 3,000. Then we come down here, and we're going to get into the national styles. So the 3D styles will take some national styles, the Russian or Italian, depending on which style you want to get. Down here, crew or booklets. And somebody made a good point.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who it was. Cliffy, maybe, on stream, that the books are almost as good a deal as getting the crew members, because you can crank up the experience with the books. So it's a bit of a wash, to be honest. I don't think this is a 0 skill crew. I think it's a crew.
Oh, no, it is.
It is a 0 skill?
Yeah, because when you say 0 skill, I got the first skill free of charge.
Yes.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6 crew members.
Well, there's two things there, though. There's a crew that has enough experience to give you the first skill. And there's a crew that has Brothers in Arms as a 0 skill, so that the second skill is as if it was the first skill experience-wise. Those are 2 different kinds of things.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the difference, but I definitely got Brothers in Arms on, at least, I want to say 2 of the crew members, maybe 3.
You do. That's what it says. You get, this one has enough for 2 skills. This one has, this one is essentially, it's so confusing the way they do this. Essentially, this crew has 1 skill, this one has 2. This one, though, you get Brothers in Arms automatically.
Right.
Meaning you don't get a choice. Yeah. Meaning you don't get a choice. But then the question becomes, is it a 0 skill Brothers in Arms, right? Or is it just the first skill that you got? You know, you have enough experience for 2 skills, basically. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, I didn't think about this, but actually, Cliffy's quite right. If you do a reset and the first skill, Brothers in Arms, stays, it's a 0 skill. Is that right?
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Good question.
That's a way to test it.
Yeah, there you go. If anybody knows that, throw it in chat. I just haven't looked into it too much. So these are going to be using the various countries' blueprints right there, and you can only get 5. All right, so one of them I already did. There we go. So I grabbed the U.S. I grabbed 5 of the U.S. at 40 per guy. 4 times 5, that's 200 of those things. I can get 5 guys for the Russians if I want. The rest of them I don't have quite enough to get a full crew out of them. Plus, I have so many crews, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. It was quite nice because I had Chuck in the M60, and I skilled him up like you did, but I didn't spend as much as you did on him. But I skilled him up with all my existing crew books, and then I got more crew books with the blueprints, and then I got 3 American crew members, which I put in the M60 as the gunner, the driver, and the loader. Skilled them up, so Chuck is in the M60 with a decent crew now.
All right, guys,
and it didn't cost me anything.
Yeah. All right, so let's look at this, because these are the guys I bought off of the blueprints things. I put them all in this tank. Okay, so let's see what this says. Let's reset this guy. All right, he's 0 skill. That's a 0 skill.
Right. So did that reset? But he's kept it. Yeah, he's kept it, hasn't he?
So he's a 0. So those are the best kind of crews.
Yeah.
Those are the best kind of crews.
So the first skill you're grinding is the same as. It's the same level of grind as if he had no skill. So it's easy to get the second skill. Is that what? That's what we're on about, isn't it?
Yeah. Be careful. Yeah. See, this is why it's so confusing. Be careful about the way you say it. You said the first skill you're grinding. It's really the second skill.
Yes.
Because the Brother's Arm is 0 skill, meaning it's just those Brother in Arms don't count in your skill progress.
Okay, that's just some. Yeah.
They're just on. They just work.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cliffy only cooks the coffee.
Dude.
Talk for that. Okay, I'm with it now. See, I'm a dumb Brit. For the Australians in the house, I do have an Australian flag, but it's behind the privacy screen. And if I dive off to get it to wave it to you, it'll be fun with flags video as opposed to stream. Sorry, as opposed to coffee talk.
So these dudes are a good deal. These are the best crew, some of the best crew in the game, other than the super commanders that they give out all the time. Because Brothers in Arms is free, and the first skill or the second skill you work on is, experience-wise, your first skill for the numbers. A good deal.
Yeah. It's always going to be a good deal because it costs you nothing to get blueprints.
All right, let's test this with Sutek, because he says
Sutek just said,
can hover over. Is this it right here?
Yeah,
do I have to do this?
I was going to come to that.
Go like that. Go like that. Cannot. There it is. I can't point to it because every time I move it. So if you look at the big paragraph, it says Brothers in Arms, and the big paragraph right below that says cannot be reset.
Okay, so you don't even have to use gold to test it. Cool,
yep.
Sutek's right.
So there you go.
Pilgrinomics applied to crew training. Exactly. There you go. Well, loot box will come to that.
All right.
About crew. I was going to mention that actually, Guido.
What's that?
All this is great. This is fine, and I love the fact that they let me use blueprints which I had no use for to actually be something useful to me. But if Crew 2.0 kicks in the next 12 months, it makes no difference anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Sort of.
Sort of.
Because
for the next year.
First of all, you don't know what's going to happen.
No.
It could be different. It could take a long time to happen. You are going to get compensation for all your crews of some kind. That was one of the biggest complaints. So if you have another bunch of good crews, you're going to get experience for those good crews.
Yeah.
Why wait to play the game and use your pixel crap just because something that may or may not happen? I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
You have limited resources. You have to decide what you're going to do with your limited resources.
Yeah.
If you have a tank that you want a good crew for, get a good crew for it and play it for 6 months. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know, if you have something better to get with the bonds, then go for it.
Yeah.
Not the bonds, for the blueprints.
The blueprints. Yeah.
Then by all means, but buy something else.
But
I'm telling
free.
you, I mean, this is like the freest of the free things you ever freed.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we're talking zero skill crew for stuff you just played and have sitting around that you may not be using.
Yeah, well, in your case, absolutely, because you've got all the tanks, so you don't need the blueprints. In my case, I've got all of the American line, I've got all of the Soviet line, bar one, I think, and so on and so on. So, blueprints to me were useful because that helped me do the grind.
Yeah.
But now they're just festering in the garage, which I've now used them for good effect. Brilliant.
Well, it's a good point, and Kedge makes the point as well in a different way. This is a great problem for me to have because I've been building up stuff and not using it. People are still grinding or using their blueprints. So that's that decision point. Do I use my blueprints for that stuff? Do I really need good crews if I've already ground through everything? I have good crews. Yeah, okay, fair enough. But it's a good crew. Yeah. It's a zero skill crew. That's the best kind of crew you can get.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a bad deal. It's nothing but a good deal if you want to use it. Let me put it that way. Hey, Low Blow, what's happening?
Oh, Low Blow's in the house.
Hey guys,
suitably dressed.
we are going to be doing a BFM competition on that channel this afternoon. I'll be commentating with Low Blow. That's Low Blow's channel, so that'll be pretty cool. Oh, we lost Pilgrim. I thought you fell out of your chair. I looked up and you were gone.
No.
I thought you fell out of your chair.
Fell out my chair.
Oh.
I've just, because we got more than one Australian in the house, Luke Box and Low Blow. There you go, mate. Fun with flags, Australia. There you go. Where do you want it? Up there?
Excellent. I thought we were going to have to life alert or something. I didn't know if you'd grabbed your chest and fallen off your chair or what.
Yeah. He's died on stream. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Oh, man. So there you go. That's all the blueprint stuff. Go for it. Oh, the last thing I wanted to whine about on that before we move on, though, is because I have so many universals, and why do they not... If I click on this, I can buy exactly one at a time. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Why can't they just have a little drop down or have a thing to type?
Yeah.
I
just knew you were going to say that because I was doing it yesterday and I was like, I know Guido's going to mention this because it's taken me forever. I can't click. I want 4 of these. I have to do it every time.
And it doesn't apply to a lot of people that have all this built up. But still, even if you wanted to buy 10, let's say you had 40, which is entirely reasonable. A lot of people have 40. Yep. That's 10 fucking clicks.
I know.
Actually, it's more than that, right? Because you got to click.
Yeah.
You got to click. Oh no, it's only 1 click. Okay. But you got to click back over here, so it's 2 clicks every time.
Yeah, absolutely. You can. Where's the drop-down menu? I want 10 of them, please. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good 30 minutes to an hour of clicking for me to get rid of all of those things.
Well, you've got thousands. That's the thing.
Man. Anyway, which is why I think I'm going to go with premium time for my universals and try to at 140. But even 140 a time with 3,000 is 7 clicks, 21, 30 clicks or so, plus the extra 60 clicks because I have to click again. Somewhere in that. Anyway. Click Simulator. Click Simulator 2021. Thanks, Wargaming.
Thanks, Wargaming. I've now got arthritis in this finger. Thank you.
Charlie Horse, same thing. That's what I'm saying, Charlie Horse. You have 3,000, I have 3,000. The only thing I can come up with, man, and I don't know what your premium time looks like, but the fastest way to get rid of them, other than getting, well, the crew is by nationality. The only way to really get rid of your universals is first get these. These are easy because there's only so many available. Yeah. And then load up on 2D styles, however many of those you want. You know, you can go crazy. And then all that's left is this. You just buy a bunch of premium time. Yeah,
exactly. Well, you're like exactly that. I mean, but then again, you can always save the blueprints for something else that might come later in the year. $20 mouse. You're quite right. $20.
If I was smart, I would have saved. If I was smart, I would have saved every one of them and streamed me clicking.
Yes, that would have been fun. It's like that $100 million tank you bought, isn't it?
Just sitting there sipping coffee, clicking away.
Yeah. Click. Look at this. In fact, there are YouTube videos of log fires burning for 2 hours. You know, so it would be on that level, wouldn't it?
That's funny. I used one in a video.
Yeah, keys. We'll get to keys, Wade. We'll get to keys.
We're actually there. We're there. That's the next subject. That's the subject. Wait a minute, Sutek. Wait, what?
What? Hey?
Hold on. Hold the phone. You know, I made a bad assumption. Did they really do that? They did. Of course they did. What was I thinking?
Of course they did.
There was no way they were going to let people have a bunch of premium time. That's amazing. Here we go. Let's find out. Available 1. See, I didn't even look. Oh, you can get 2 1 days. Okay, great. So, you know what? Oh, you guys. Come on. That's it. Done. Now I can't.
We need to do that video and then send it to Wargaming and just go, this is what you're putting your player base through. Awesome.
So
Yeah.
now, so that's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna buy every camo I can. Why is Day of the Dead 70 and this is 50?
Okay. Don't ask about price pointing. That that's another world, isn't it? Oh,
I can buy
makes that
enough Day of
so
the Dead
exciting.
camos to have a whole army of Day of the Dead. All right.
That'd
Well,
be cool.
let's just leave that. This is now just irritating. Yeah, I should have put
Yeah.
all my tanks with the same camo.
All tags you want camo. Everybody would know you were coming. Oh, look, there's Guido with his Day of the Dead.
It's too bad you can't give stuff like that. You could give it away.
Yeah, no, that would be good, wouldn't it?
Ad
Yeah.
Astra is one of the best camos. I do like the Ad
I
Astra.
like that. What's
Yeah.
that other one that's the Waffentrager one, the purple lightning bolt one? That's a cool one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I like
some of
that
those
one.
are really good. Okay, the key.
The key. Let's do the keys. We've got the answer, Wayne.
We found out, didn't we, guys? We found out.
Yeah.
Now here's my conspiracy theory. Not really conspiracy, but sort of. Do you think that mechanic of the last day of the black market was maybe supposed to be connected to the anniversary thing last year, and for whatever reason they either just didn't do it, or it wasn't ready or something, or maybe they moved it to the black market for the last day, and the key, that last key, was going to unlock that let's pick one tank kind of thing. Maybe not necessarily black market version, but something of that nature.
That is very interesting. Proper. I
Because
can't
remember,
remember the word now.
it was gonna
Yeah.
open the garage, right? It was gonna open,
Yeah.
you know.
You're going to get your original garage with something special inside.
Yeah. So
Now then.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? That could well be it. That could well. That is interesting, isn't it? I wonder. Isn't it a shame you can't get hold of a developer and tweak his nipples to make him tell you? That would be fun.
Yeah, 2+2 equals elephant. Yeah. Well, and I'm specifically just talking about the whole mechanic, the idea of it, because they build the 5 keys. The 5th key did nothing. The 3rd key got you something. The other 2 keys
Yeah.
were wholly useless. They said
Yeah.
it would unlock something that was clearly in the verbiage, and it didn't happen. So I'm just
Yeah.
wondering if maybe those were somehow connected.
Yeah, yeah, Wayne, it's a form of torture, isn't it? Tweaking nipples. Sorry.
But I will say, I sort of liked it. I liked the black market end day.
Yeah, it was cool. I wanted to talk about that. That's why I talked about the Chrysler K.
Odd Dog's mad because we cut him off at the knees. He was ready to throw the key out.
Oh, was it? Oh, dog. Never mind.
Sorry, my friend. Sorry. We were excited too.
Dear.
So I liked that, actually. The how that whole thing went down. I
Yeah, it was
thought
cool.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't like the fact that I had to spend millions of credits to get to the end game. Because you can have a selection of your tanks.
Right.
So I only stopped after the second one. Now, I'm forever now going to wonder whether there was a 59G there waiting for me. Because I looked at the first one, I thought, and then the second one came up, which is the T34B. And I went, well, that's crap, I don't want that. And then I looked at the next one, I thought, crikey, I've got to spend credits to get this. No, I'm not having. So I picked the first one.
Did you?
Which is why I asked you about the Chrysler. Because they offered me a Chrysler as the first tank.
Did you not
so I
take
took
it? You did take it?
I took it, yeah.
It's fine.
I took
I mean,
it. Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
the most amazing premium. It's entirely usable. It's got pretty good front armor.
It's better than 34B anyway.
Well, there were 5,
Right.
Cliffy. You could have up to 5.
There were 5.
Now, I screwed up the other way, which didn't hurt me
Oh,
too
right.
much. I didn't realize. I thought once the tank showed up, you had to take that one, and you were basically going, nope, not that one. Give me another choice, and then you weren't able to go back.
Oh, so you picked the first one straight off?
No, I picked the 3rd one. 59G came 3rd.
Oh, of course you
I've
did.
been,
Yeah,
I've been meaning
yeah.
to save this, but I wanted to show everybody. Where's that stupid thing? Oh, it's Chinese. That always gets me. I always forget that it's actually Chinese and not Japanese. Or Japanese. It's not Russian.
Yeah, we won't go down the Prince Philip route.
There you go, fellas. In the last week, I have added a T-22, an off-Clarence Panther, and a 59G to my garage. That's pretty good.
See, I'm so envious. I'm so envious.
But it cost me 125 million credits, 5,000 gold, and then some other credits. So anyway, I don't think, because I have most of the tanks that were on that list, if not all but 3, I really wish I'd have thought about being able to, or known that I could get all 5 to choose from, because I was really interested in if I were even any others I didn't have. I don't have the Minnie Mouse. I could care less. So I did. That was the second choice. First choice.
Right.
Second choice was there's a tier 3 alphabet soup German tank that has another version that's a similar but a slightly different number, and one's better than the other. I don't remember which one it was, but this came up third. And when this came up, I didn't want either one of those lower tiers, so it was easy to pass them by.
Yeah.
This came third, and I went ahead and bought it. I never looked at my 4th and 5th. I don't know what it would have been. As I was looking at that list, I don't think there was anything else I was missing on that list.
Well, I was just about to say, because what the blurb was, it will only be tanks that you don't have in your garage.
Mm-hmm.
So in your case, effectively having all the tech trees, you wouldn't be offered much.
I think the 76i might have been on my list too. I don't think I have that one. I got the M. Yeah, okay, so I bet the I would have been the 4th or 5th tank. So there was one at least. I don't have the I. I could care less about that one too. So I bet that would have been one of the last 2. And then either blank or maybe there's another little tank in there I don't remember. I have the 6B.
One.
I have the 2 Bs. I have both Bs. So
yeah. Death Star for Banzai.
Yeah, Banzai. Yep. I have the Death Star because I grounded out, years ago. I have all the. I have the 155. I have the Death Star. Those are all things that I had in the garage when they took them away. So.
When it comes to the 59G, I am that bitter about not having it that I have. Whenever I see one in game on the enemy team, I offer 500 gold to the person who kills the 59G. And the whole team just go hunting for the 59G. Brilliant.
59G is looking at you, Pilgrim.
Yeah, I know. If I see you in game, pal, you're in for it.
Yeah.
Even if you're on my team, I'm going to push you off a cliff.
Well, it's pretty cool because it makes 5 times the credit.
Well, yeah, fair. Well,
doesn't it? Doesn't it, other 59G
just
owners?
Get lost, a lot of you. Come on, get away with it.
That's so awesome.
Privileged people with a.
It shoots gold out the cannon and poops it out the back.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a 5th crew member that falls behind with a bucket picking up the gold.
In fact, now you've done that, it's 1,000 gold to anybody who kills a 59G.
You're going to be spending a lot because that's going to be a mistake. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there are shit tons of these out there now.
Yeah, I know. Apart from one that Pilgrim's Garage doesn't have.
Of course,
the
cynical guy goes, "Holy cow! Remember the amount of gold people spent on these last year?"
Yeah.
Now you might look at Guido and go,
5.
"You spent 100 million on T-22. You're a complete moron." People spent, which is valid, but people spent 65,000 gold last year on these things.
Yeah. You've got to ask the reason why, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got to say, I wanted to trade blueprints for it, but that wasn't going to happen, was it?
Well, you can only get one. You can only get one. You can't get multiple 59Gs.
I can't even get one.
Actually, what I'm sort of excited about this is I can Hunter Battle Challenge a 59. I haven't played my 59 a lot in the current meta, so I'm very curious. Since it's exactly the same tank, basically, I'm very curious how that's going to go.
Oh, well, interesting.
Yeah.
Cadius, no, it doesn't count if you have one and drive it off a cliff. That is not, no. If it's on the enemy team and somebody kills it, I'll gift them 500 gold. I've done it already once. It was quite cool. the guy was quite pleased with it.
59 GFL. That'd be pretty funny, actually. The
That's another
whole
tag I'd never get.
all of Frontline would be covered in 59 Gs for the memes. People would be running around with them.
And Pilgrim will be there in his Pilgrim will be there in his Centurion or something, really hating the game.
The problem with it all, actually, though, and it is cool that people have access to it now, and to some extent the T22, despite its terrible history and everything. But now they're less legendary, right? Every time they sort of open that door up and flood the market with a few more of them, they're less and less. 59G black person. 59GB.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
It's just like black with flecks of gold in it.
Yeah, bit like Fortnum and Mason's strawberry jam.
Caduceus, there is a tank with a plushie on it. Which one is that 3D style that has the bear? Is it the 277?
Is it the two? Yeah, it is the 277, isn't it? Yeah.
I think so.
Platinum cage.
Where is
Cage
it?
platinum.
There it is.
59G platinum. There it is.
There you go.
They are.
Little bear. Wish granted, my friend. Wish granted. All right, that is Black Market. So I hope you guys got what you wanted out of it. I know that we were talking about the last day. It wasn't as good an experience for people who didn't have a lot of tanks. It was very random what they might come up with. So I know some people were disappointed. You got people like me who have a lot of tanks. We're all just rolling out 59Gs right and left. If you didn't have a lot of tanks on the list, well, it was a random pick. What was on the list, right?
Right. See that wound? See that wound there?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. That's you rubbing salt in. Keep going on about the 59G. Just keep rubbing it in. There you go. Ow, 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 ow. Stop your 59G. I don't want one
Sutek
anymore.
brings up the good points. This is what I was talking about. And every time they sell stuff like that, it becomes less collectible, I guess. So on the one hand, you like that you can get a hold of it. On the other hand, you're bumming when you didn't. People paid a lot of money last year. I mean, I got you, man. It's true.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not getting. It is a first world problem, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I'm really mad about the 59G. Very mad.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to speak to my member of parliament about this. I'm not very happy at all.
I'm calling the Better Business Bureau.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those are some of my favorite forum posts. I'm calling the Attorney General.
We're going to sue you. I'm going to sue you for not giving me a 59G.
This company is stealing my money. Yeah, are they? Did they dig into your bank account and take it away? That's weird.
Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
Anyway, where were we? Steel Hunter.
Steel Hunter. Let's do this.
Starts on the 15th, guys.
I want to say, Guido, I want to say Steel Hunter, the changes they've made, and I don't know all the changes, I'm going to go and have a look at it, because it might be a somewhat better mode, but I've got a feeling that nothing much for me personally is going to change, and I won't play it. But I don't want to miss out on Battle Pass, because I don't do it.
I'm going to sum up Steel Hunter for me in 3 words. 4 if you consider it's hyphenated. I don't care.
Awesome. Awesome.
This is tied into Battle Pass. What I still don't know, I think I know the answer, but I don't officially know the answer. What I still don't know is whether you kind of need to play Steel Hunter to get enough points.
All right.
Right, for Battle Pass. I don't think so. I think you can get through doing your randoms and other stuff. It's just the good news is and that's what we'll be saying. It's just the good news is that while you play Steel Hunter, you're still advancing on your Battle Pass, and that's a good thing. So if you like Steel Hunter, then you can play Steel Hunter and you get your advancement on your Battle Pass, and off you go. It's all good. Then the question becomes, why the hell do you play Steel Hunter?
Yeah.
And the reason I
Because
say I don't...
if you're, it's the same grind if you're in pubbies as it is in Steel Hunter. What's the point?
Yeah. Cliffy says 84 points a day if you play 90 days. Is that what you need to max it out? 84? That's a lot.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Is it 7,500? One of you guys gave me a number. There it is. Cliffy's got the number. How'd you get that number, man? I could not find anything like that anywhere. So it's 29 points in daily missions. Okay, so that leaves 50-ish and some change. 53 math in public. Okay, so it's 50 points a stage. All right, so you got that. Was that in there? I couldn't find that. Anyway,
Right.
Doesn't matter. 7,500. You guys did the math. That's fantastic. 90 days for this chapter. I assume
Right.
182.70. There's going to be 3 chapters or 3, not chapters, 3 seasons, and we'll break it down in just a second, guys. And you can get 18 points with improved battle pass per season.
Right.
So that's 36, 54 total points.
Yeah.
Coins, tokens, whatever the hell they're calling them, total to
Yep.
buy tanks with. So we're going to break down the numbers. Hey guys, we've been out a little bit over an hour. Guido has a small bladder, as we all know. So we're going to take a 5-minute. We'll come back and let's break down Battle Pass for you guys. All right, so we'll be right back. Give us 5 minutes.
Cool.
That's the wrong mocha. We want this mocha. There we go.
There you go.
All right, we are back, guys. We are back. Basically, Battle Pass becomes a mandatory mode for Tier 9 reward tanks now. Yeah, that's what it looks like they're doing for that. Just as a side note, Pilgrim, I think I'm escaping Christmas this day, today.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Things are
yeah.
getting packed up on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I think I'm going to go get the boxes out of the shed. And,
Wow. I wasn't going to mention it actually, but because we mentioned it last week,
yeah.
I didn't really want to do it again. But it's still all there, isn't it?
I've been stuck in Christmas like a time warp for 2 months.
There's
January
a
1st.
one-liner on the blurb. Have you seen it? If you play your strengths and demonstrate high performance, fighting in Steel Hunter will potentially earn you more Battle Pass points than random battles.
See, that was kind of my question. I didn't do any of that math. Maybe these guys have, but it does sound like, just a quick look at it, that maybe you can crank through some more points faster in Battle Pass if you're good. I don't know. Or not Battle Pass, in Steel Hunter.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? I haven't really broken that down too closely. Again, reference my interest in Steel Hunter. 0.
Yeah, you get 20. That's right. You get Wildebeest is right. 20 points in solo or platoon if you become first in Steel Hunter. So you actually get 20 points.
Yeah, there's definitely bigger chunks, for sure. So, all right, guys. So Battle Pass is starting on the 15th. That's on Monday, right? Math and Public,
Okay.
yes. So starts on Monday. The improved Battle Pass is only 2,500. Is that less than last time? Was it 60? Wasn't it 5,000 last time?
Yeah, there was something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think it's less money, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's less. So it's 2,500 gold for the improved Battle Pass, and that gives you back on that dual track and gives you extra stuff.
Yeah.
It goes until June 15th. It is Season 4. This is where some of the confusion of the names and nomenclature comes in. It's the actual 4th season of Battle Pass. It is split into 3 chapters. Why? I don't know. Right? What's the
They could have
point?
just they could have just left it as one thing for the whole
They
year.
could have. They could have. Now,
And
I
it
will.
ran in the background.
One of the reasons they did that is there's now 3 tanks or 3 characters or whatever involved.
Okay.
So each 50 is connected to the one of the 3 tanks. So okay, I got that. That whatever. 50 stages for each of the 3 chapters, 150 total, as guys discussed, 7,500 points.
Yeah.
You can get Battle Pass points from Steel Hunter, ranked battles, and randoms.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm assuming there'll be a ranked season amongst this. There'll be a ranked, is it season? Whatever. Amongst this particular season of Battle Pass, so that will be extra points. The points you can get are showing, and I think they're exactly the same as randoms, as I recall, but we'll get there in just a second.
Right.
After each chapter, there's a unique commander or crew member, so that it says crew member. Are they automatically commanders? I don't remember. I don't think they are. I think can you make these guys anything you want? I don't know. But anyway, there's going to be one for the 121, one for the 110E3, and one for the, what's the third tank? 705 Alpha. Pilgrim is frozen again. He'll be back. We have a Pilgrim down. A Pilgrim down! All right, I'll just keep talking while we wait for Pilgrim to show back up.
Hello. Sorry,
Hello.
I'm freezing up.
Yep, you're back. That was the best. That was the best part of the coffee talk right there.
Was it really?
Yeah. I couldn't resist. I could not resist. All right.
You had to do that, didn't you?
I had to. So then now there's tokens. Okay, so gameplay and earning points. Now this is where the strategery comes in for rando battles and ranked. So it is the same point structure for those. Top 3 by XP in a victory, 7-5. You can see the numbers 5 and 3, meaning that you're going to get points no matter what happens, as long as you're top 10. Sorry, let me put it that way. As long as you are top 10. That's good. Ranked is obviously only tier 10s. Cool thing is, randos, you can do it from tier 6 to 10. Awesome. Steel Hunter, here's the points for that. It's 20 points for being number 1, but remember there's 20 people in one of those bloody games.
Yeah.
And if you do a platoon, position in the post, I guess if you're doing a platoon, that's interesting. You
still get 20 in a platoon, yeah.
You do, but is that for each guy or the number 1 guy?
Oh, that's a good question, isn't it? Yeah.
It has to be for the number 1 guy, and it just because you're in a platoon, you have to do better, basically. Because it looks like if you're in a platoon and you're number 11, you get nada. Actually, you get 0 at any of this. So, I see. So in a platoon, you actually have to be 5th.
Right, okay, and then it breaks it down to 20, 10, and 5. Is that what it says? That's confusing.
Players in both teams. In Steel Hunter, position. Okay, that's a little confusing.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really do things like tell you you're the number 1 platoon. I'm assuming you have to be the number 1 player in the platoon. That means your whole platoon has to be number 5 or above.
No, that can't work.
To get any points.
No, that can't work. It just has to because
That's what it says.
the mathematics behind that is too complicated, surely.
There's also missions in Steel Hunter that will give you an extra 20. So I'm assuming that's 40 more points. So if you finish 2 missions and you're number 1, that's 60 points.
Okay.
I don't know how long those missions will take. It'll depend on what the mission is. Then there's daily missions for randoms, guys. The standard, your standard daily missions, not the premium account ones, but the standard ones will come with extra points. So level 1, meaning the first one, gives you 7, 10. So that's, someone already said it, 30, right. 25, 32 points available from random missions right there. Pretty good. Right. This is okay. Bonus missions, special for completing for none. That's funny. They had to say that. They say, okay, by the way, the bonus mission isn't worth anything. Don't get all crazy.
Yeah.
Complete daily missions. Vehicles any tier. All right. Now here's where some of the strategery comes in, folks. I had to look at my drop frames and make sure we're still streaming there. All right, here's where some of the strategery comes in. Okay. There is a bonus when you complete the amount of points you can get for a tier. For example, at tier 6, you drive your KV2. You can get a total of 100 points on that KV2. Once you reach that 100-point limit, you get a bonus 15. Which means that...
One time only. One time only. Okay.
The other part of it is you can continue to play that tank later on and you will get mission points, but you will not get the standard points, at which point you probably don't want to be playing it. So the strategery in this whole thing is going to depend largely on how many tier X tanks you have.
Yeah.
If you only have 2 tier 6s, once you knock out 100 points in each one of those and get the bonus, you're going to have to move on to something else. For me, not a problem. I have tons and tons of tanks. Some people may run into that issue. Also, I think some of you guys are saying probably the fastest way to get extra points is to just run tier 6s. Because even though the bonus is only 15, it only takes you 100 points to get there.
Yeah.
So if I do two tier 6 tanks to 100, which is 200 points, I'm at 230.
Yeah.
If I do a tier 7, I have to get to 250 just to get 20 more for 270.
Yeah.
So if I do 2 of these to 500, that's 540. If I do 5 tier 6s to 500, that's 575.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they do it that way. I'm not going to do all the math for the interim ones. Maybe it changes slightly depending on which one it is. It appears the tier 6 is your most lucrative tier.
Yes, as Sutak was saying, because the bonus is 15%, but you'll need a lot of them to complete all the chapters. So you need a lot of tier 6.
Yeah. Now the only thing that changes that slightly is these 3 tanks, which are the featured core vehicles as they call them. They have a different number system where you get more points for those. And does any of these go to 9? Does any of these go?
Well, they've got an increased point limit of 1,000 is what they're saying.
The standard points are 7 and 5 for victory. So, that being said, this is 8 and 6, so 1 more. 9 and 7, 2 more. It's actually got an interim section.
Yeah.
And then 10 and 5 for the 110E3, which is arguably the harder one to play and do well in because it's a less flexible TD. And then defeat. So these 3 give you more points. for a given win or loss or whatever.
Yeah.
And they have a higher limit of 1,000.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because they have the same bonus. You think about so that sucks, right? A regular tier 10, you can get your bonus at 700. You got to wait till 1,000 to get your bonus.
Exactly.
So I think maybe the extra points get washed out a little bit by that. Not completely, but a little bit. Yeah, Stickler says tier 10, no thanks. So it looks like if you have a bunch of tier 6s, you can probably blast through this. But then, of course, you're beholden to play a bunch of tier 6s, so you got to look at that and go, how hard do I want to get through this? There's a lot of points available.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to decide whether you're going to buy the improved battle pass, whether you're going to play the long game and wait till the end of the third season and to gather coins. The good news, another good news piece here is the tokens. Is that what they're calling them? Right? Tokens. The tokens you gather in this season will hold over to the end of the year. So each season you can continue to build up tokens, and then when you get to the end of it, you can pick the tank you want.
Yeah. If
you want to blast through it, by all means go for it, because there are 18 tokens total. 3. I'm trying to remember. 3. Is it? Now my brain just stopped. Trying to remember what the math was for the tokens. It's each chapter there's 6 available, right?
Yeah. 3
chapters. So 18. So for this season there are 18 tokens out there. You got to get through all 150. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But there's 18 tokens, which means let's say you do half of it. You get 9 tokens and you bought the improved battle pass, right?
Yeah.
Then you got maybe 9 tokens. And then the next season you got 9. That's 18. Tokens. Maybe the next season you got another 9. That's 27 tokens.
Yeah.
And if you come down here for what the tanks cost, you're doing pretty good with that many tokens. I mean, these dudes are 18 for the Kunze Panzer and 12. So you're fixing to get a couple tanks.
Yes, at the end of the year you're going to get a couple of tanks. I mean, I quite like the fact that they've put a widget in here. You can work out specifying number of things. You can. That's good information. Well done, Wargaming, for doing that, because that simplifies the whole thing. Because you could go through all this blurb and, like me, not understand a single word they've said, but then you get to that widget and you can go, oh, I see. If I put 6 tier 6s in there, that gives me that calculation. That tells me where I need to be. And that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, we'll get to the bounty equipment. Yeah. I think it's actually pretty well done, because over the year you are probably nearly anybody's going to get enough tokens to get one of these older ones if they don't have it. 9 tokens. I mean, you almost can't help but get 9 tokens just by playing the game, even if you're free to play.
Yeah.
Like 3 per season. I just feel like that's going to happen almost no matter if you put any kind of effort into it or you play a lot. You're probably going to get enough to get maybe the K91 and more than likely even the Kunze Panzer at 18. And if you're charging hard, you can almost gather up almost every one of these things, at least a couple.
Yeah.
Couple 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm excited because that means I'm going to get my Char Future back. I'm fired up for that.
Well, that's exactly what I'm going for, because I've got it on my European account. I want it on my NA account. So I dipped out last year because I didn't play it, but this year I'm going to play the NA account as much as I can, battle pass wise. I wish Frontline would come back in, but certainly won't be doing Steel Hunter. But yeah, I'll be doing that because that's exactly what I want to do. At the end of this year, I want the Char 4 back. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm looking forward to it. So I think the overall construct of it is pretty nice. Now there was a comment. Kedge, I like the AE. I think that's a really good tier 9. So the bounty stuff is all behind a pay gate now.
Yeah.
So you can't get any of the bounty equipment unless you pay the money. Now, to be fair, it's 2,500 gold, which is really not that much, but I know there's free-to-play players, and that's irritating. It was nice that in the past they didn't do that, or at least you could get some.
Yeah. albeit it was further on. You know, you had to progress right the way through the stages, but it was still there, wasn't it? There's been some guys said good morning, Cryotank, Geo2. Geo2, you need to tell me if you got that gold, buddy. I made a bit of a boo-boo. We'll come to that.
Yeah, there was a good point. Nine keys are behind a paywall as well. I don't have a big argument against that. I mean, I think their access to content is what you pay for. Yeah. The question becomes, are you getting access to better content where other people can't get it? And the answer is yes in the case of the bounty equipment. So that's the problem there. Yeah. The fact that you can't get as many reward tanks because you're free to play, I don't have any issue with that whatsoever. But I agree that the bounty equipment being behind a paywall completely, totally. Now, if they had bounty equipment on either side and you could just get more bounty equipment with the paywall, then that's how it should have been. And I don't understand why they changed their mind on that. That's very irritating.
Yeah, it's a monetization thing, should I say. And I sort of understand it as a business model, but again, it's alienating part of the player base because there are some players who are free to play and just can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, and then that gives you an added advantage in game. I truly believe it does give you an added advantage in game if you've got bounty equipment loaded.
Yeah, Artillery Bug says it's not that big of an advantage, and while I concur, that's one of the nice things about the equipment system and the crew system in this game. While it's an advantage, it's not a massive advantage.
Yeah,
it can be once you put it all together. Right?
It's a cumulative effect, isn't it?
Right. So if you're pure purple equipment, not bounty, but whatever the improved, and you are, you know, your crew is massively good, and you're running food, and you've got all the bonuses you can possibly add. With the cumulative effect over somebody who's running a tank without anything on it is huge. But you have to amass all of that stuff. It's not just I buy that or the other usually.
Yeah.
So it's still, but however, it is still an advantage. All else being equal, if I can have something that has 11% advantage or 11.5% advantage, I will take the 11.5 every time.
Yeah.
Right? That's just common sense.
Goes without saying. Yeah, it's common sense, isn't it?
I agree, Sutek. I'm with you on that. I don't like stuff behind the paywall that is not also available. I'm okay with more stuff behind the paywall.
Yeah.
But just plain old, you can't have thing X because you didn't pay. I think that's bad. So why they did that, I don't know. Because you can get the reward tanks for free to play. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you're going to play a lot, and you're not going to get as many of them because you're just not going to be able to get as many tokens. But that's fine. That's how it should work. But the bounty purple, slightly chartreuse, whatever the hell color those things are, being completely
purple,
being completely unavailable to the free to play is just kind of bad, you know.
Yeah. That equates to, you know, having a well, here we go. Here's an analogy. Sniper ammunition is a lot better than standard ammunition. So, you know, the charge is made specifically for that particular, be it subsonic or whatever. So when you get a sniper 7.62 round, then it's made specifically for that. So it gives you the added advantage of having, you know, a better result at the end of it. Then that's what you're doing with the game. If you do that behind a paywall, is you're giving people who can pay that slightly better advantage. As you said, cumulatively, it all adds up to stuff, doesn't it?
Bonzi, anyway. you can still get the 18 tokens, right? You can get 18 tokens easily, free to play. You just can't do it. You just can't do it this first season. See, that's the key. You can get 18 tokens in the season if you pay. Yeah. But it's going to take you 2 seasons of free-to-play to get to the Kunze Panzer if you maxed both seasons out for 9 tokens.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So that's my point. You can still get there. It's just you can't get there as fast. And that's kind of been what the pay part of World of Tanks has always been.
I was going to say, it's always been that, hasn't it? It's you know, when you do the marathons, you know, well, personally, I only get to 40-50%, and then I have to pay the rest. Because there's no way I can get to 100% because I don't have the time to sit and grind a marathon. So it's always been that way, and you can accept that because at least the opportunity is there. Whether you get that and do it is a different matter.
Bonzi, there is verbiage in there that says your tokens will hold over to the next season, and there's actually a date given for the time by which you have to use them, and it's in December. There's a date on there, so you're right. It's not specific. It does not. There's no schedule that says season 4, 5, and 6 or whatever. You're right, but there is. It does infer, and again, I certainly am not going to hang my hat on this and following the sword, but it does sort of infer that there will be more seasons. That's actually a good question. Is it two more or one more? Because that's a difference. That decreases the amount of tanks you can get and points you can get 100%. This one goes to June. Is it 90 days? So they would really have to be stuffing these in the rest of the year to get 3 in. So you're right. And of course, Christmas is usually a no-go for stuff like this. So maybe there's only two seasons.
Well, you've also, exactly that, because you've got Halloween. That's got to come in somewhere, and no doubt there'll be 1 or 2 marathons thrown in.
And there'll be a pause, So I think it may be entirely possible there's only 2 planned seasons, plus Steel Hunter, plus potentially front lines and rank battles. Remember, those are thrown in there too, so there's more ways to get points in there.
Yeah.
But the seasons are where the tokens are tied to. So if there's only 2 seasons, that's only 36 total tokens. Or 18 if you're free to play. This is what I'm just talking about. Which is enough for just the one top Kunze-Panzer. So provided you do every single part of it.
Yes. Yeah. That is the point, isn't it?
So
it is designed to keep you going.
It's a good point Bonzi brings up. So it is either a case of 2 seasons and you really have to run hard as a free-to-play to even come close to get the Kunze-Panzer. Or there's 3 seasons and it's a little bit more relaxed and a little bit easier. Or you pay and it's very simple.
Yeah. Time will tell, I think. Time will tell. Be interesting to see how it pans out and what benefits people. It'd be interesting to see the reactions towards the end of the year when it's all completed, where people actually got to. Because it was quite linear, Battle Pass before. Now it's convoluted. There's so much involved into doing it. With Battle Pass before, it was a linear transitions, as I say. So a lot more complicated.
Kedge. I can't really answer that. Yes. Let me just answer to you that yes. Expect content on the new tanks. And I'll just leave it at that.
I would hope so, wouldn't you?
It's so stupid. It's all NDA stuff. But anyway. The thing about the NDA is when they give us access, we're allowed to play them. We can't stream them. We can't put content on YouTube. So we can't broadcast it. But we can play them to create the content. So if you're in a game and you see people running around with something, then you kind of know, right? So pay attention to what CCs and like when you see these things show up, pay attention to who's driving them, and you can get a clue. I mean, I can certainly throw that out there. Well, I'm sure some people have probably already seen me
Tony
in
was saying,
game. Yeah.
Tony was saying that it's 3 seasons, according to one of the CCs on the EU. It's 3 seasons this year, not 2.
Good, thank you, Tony. That's cool. Good info. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. So that changes things. 3 is much more relaxed, and you almost can't help, even free to play. You almost can't help but get one of at least the lower ones for 9 tokens.
Yeah.
Somebody made a great comment earlier. Who was it that said, "Who are these free to play people?" That is a fantastic point. It is. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm free to play." Oh, really? Are you? Come on. I am sure there are some very hardcore, and there may even be some watching, and that's fantastic, who have made it a point to never spend a dime and do everything free, and you can do that. And if you work the missions right, you can get premium time and tanks, and and if you're good enough, and even if you're not really good enough, you still play the game.
Yeah.
I think that I'll just throw a number out of my arse. 95% of the people who I'm free to play aren't really. They've paid here and there, and they've bought a tank or did something. which is fine. I'm not scoffing it. I'm just saying it's pretty funny.
No, yeah, it is funny. But you and I have both done our EU accounts as free to play. But
And mine
came to
hasn't
a
been
point,
completely, yeah, because I've had
yeah,
gifts
and
and
exactly that. And I think when you start to hit tiers 6 and 7, it's almost mandatory to put some money into the premium account or do something, because it's a struggle to get the 8, 9, and 10 without doing that. I
yeah,
mean, I had to go premium account to grind enough credits to be able to get the tier 10 hover medium 430U. I just couldn't do it any other way. It was just not amassing enough. I just
yeah.
couldn't do it, you know. So
Charlie, Charlie horses. I love that. There's no free to play. You're using your most valuable resource time. And then
yeah.
somebody says, 8 years ago when I started, I was free to play for about 10 minutes. That's exactly right. You get this game, you're like, what the? Oh, I need a better. And then all of a sudden you're like,
Yeah. Gio makes a good point. His wife thinks he's a free-to-play player. I think that counts for 90% of male players, doesn't it? No, dude, no. That WG, nothing to do with the game. It's the tax bill I've had to pay.
what's this charge for $100?
It's tax. I had to pay tax.
Just buying you some jewelry or something.
Yeah. I'm
No.
going to do... I've decided now after this discussion, I am just going to get enough tokens to get the char 4. I'm going to do the 9 tokens, whatever it takes, and then I'm done with it. I'm not bothered.
Cliffy, I
Probably just by
downloaded
playing-
it. Sorry, go ahead, Pilgrim. I'm sorry about that.
No, go ahead. No, it's okay.
I just Cliffy said don't ever download. I got that. Did you get your stats? Like
Yeah.
your stuff? I can't make heads or tails of it because it's in
No.
these. It's so hard to dig out that information. Although smart people would build a script to do all that and parse it out. But I'm like, I saved. I'm like, I can't be bothered to dig through all this crap.
I saved it. The only thing I could actually see that was that I could read and dig into was the chat bans I got.
Well, those are easy to see.
Yeah, I went straight to the file chat bans. And, I wonder what that's all about. And I went, oh, crikey, did I really say that?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
It is quite literally all still there. Yeah. Steel Guts, what's up, man? Let's see. I don't know if I've done Steel Guts here. So to
And
speak.
Kedge, keep off the 59G. We're not talking 59G anymore. That's a dead subject. Behave yourself.
Entertain the troops while I take care of Steel Guts here. Guys, Steel
Well, I'll
Guts.
entertain the troops.
Steel Guts streams. Got a fantastic stream. Steel Guts Tennessee. In Tennessee. Let's see here. I need to get a quote for him. Oh, it's a command, that's right. You're supposed to be
Got another
entertaining him, man.
competition.
You're supposed to be entertaining him.
We got another competition coming up at the end, so hang around, guys. There's another 500 gold to be won. And it's a naval competition this time. It's all about the Royal Navy.
Naval?
Naval. Yeah, not naval as in your belly button.
Oh.
Naval as in Royal Navy.
Now, Yak,
World
now.
Ships. Now, Yak, now.
Now, Yak, now.
Well, that's Texan, isn't it? Texan for emu, cattle driving, or whatever.
Did we move on from Battle Pass? Let's see, what else about Paddle Pass?
Paddle Pass?
Paddle Pass. Woo!
What's in your coffee?
Little Freudian slip there. Oh, there are some customizations now. And the customizations are, what do they call them? They have phases or whatever. What the hell do they call it? They call it progressive styles. So as you go through, you get more and more items on the tank. And if we come over here to, once again, to good old Chrome, you can see that there's one for the 705, the 121, and the 110E3. And holy crap, look at the garbage. Look, oh my God. The 705 has a old Soviet snow machine on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will tell
It
you
just
that
doesn't do.
yeah, two big rockets or harpoons or whatever the hell these are up here. I don't know if he's going whaling or what's going on with this thing. I know the CCs have mentioned it several times, and most of us are kind of on board. The 3D styles are fantastic. It's just some of them are too outlandish. You know what I mean?
Yes,
mean,
I sort of drew the line at dinghies and surfboards, and now it's just gone way over the top, hasn't it? You know?
Yep. Yeah, exactly, man. Fucking crazy.
Can I go to the point?
No, Warp's in
European...
here too, man. How's it going, Warp?
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Warp 103's in.
Yep.
It's a CC party.
CC party.
AMC, you're right.
We got all the CCs, my friends. All the CCs are here. Check out all their content. Warp does YouTube channels and streams as well, so check out his stuff. What did you have there, Pilgrim? What were you saying?
If you go back to the to the news, and it's got the European grab bag and the KV2R. I think Wargaming actually listened to me because about I want to say about a month and a half ago, they had this European duo.
Put it on the floor.
One of them was a British tank.
Yeah.
Right, and I actually railed against it and said we're not part of Europe, so why is you including a British tank? Well, this time round they've not included a British tank, so they've listened. Great stuff.
So you think it was you?
I think it was down to me. I think Domo watched your stream and he went, "Oh bloody hell, better take that British tank out. They're not part of Europe anymore," because Pilgrim said. Yep.
I don't think that's true in any way, shape, or form.
What? Why? Why can't it be true? Why can't I live in a little dream world like that? Why can't I have that fantasy?
Let's see if Warp the command. There it is. There's Warp stuff right there. I got that fixed. All right, cool. Eventually, I'll have all that sorted out. Yeah, I'm sure it was you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was definitely. It was absolutely.
You heard it here first, guys. Guido said it was me.
So now you're the cause of the dearth.
Yes.
Dearth is the wrong word. Is dearth too much or too little? Which one's too?
Dearth.
Dearth is too little.
Nerf or dearth?
No, dearth. Dearth is like not enough, right?
Yes, I know.
The lack of, right? Is that right?
The lack of, yes.
So you're responsible for the lack of. I don't even use the word.
Yeah.
The lack of British tanks in the combos now.
No, sold as European tanks. You can still
they're probably like, you know what? We're just not even going to sell them.
Well, they don't need to because they're too special to be sold. They have to be given away for special things.
Modern warfare. Thank you. Dearth is too little. That's what I thought. Fun with words.
There you go. Sutek's got it right. Correlation isn't causation apart from in pilgrinomics, you see. And we don't let them fish in our waters anymore. The bluefin tuna is come back to the UK waters because we've stopped the Europeans fishing in our waters. Brilliant.
Really? Nice.
Happy days.
Wow.
Happy days. Yes.
Wow.
Sorry.
Oh, that's very nice.
I love Europe, really.
As long as it stays over in Europe?
Yep, over there is fine.
Okay.
So over the English Channel. That's why we have the English Channel. It stopped Hitler and it stops all the French coming over for holidays, and all that nonsense. So, yeah, that's what it's for. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. All right. I think we're done with Battle Pass, right? We talked
we're done with Battle Pass.
Want to talk about Battle Pass? I think there was one.
I'm going to ask you a question in a minute, and I might sound silly.
Okay, go for it. Ask a question.
Well, the question is, what is World of Tanks Simply NUC 15 versus 15 Master League? Never heard of it. What's all that about?
Well, that was on my list. We might as well talk about it.
Okay, all right.
Well, it's a league, obviously. And what's interesting about it is there's actual cash monies available.
Oh, really?
Now, how do I put this nicely? Maybe I can't put it nicely. There is now a league that has cash involved and has a bunch of highly competitive, should I just leave it at highly competitive, questionable ethics, World of Tanks players that are going to try to get actual cash monies.
Yeah.
Make your popcorn, folks. Make your popcorn and enjoy this ride.
Oh, yeah.
Because this one is going to get fun. When you start talking about people trying to win, $77,500.
I know. And that's a big wad of money, isn't it? That is a big wad of money.
And you know what they've done is it's smart for the I'm spitting as I talk. It's smart for the company. The rule is the money goes to one person. They're not going to pay out to all the people on the team. They're going to pay out to one person. So it's kind of a manager thing. You've got to have somebody who's managing all that. This is the part I'm waiting for. I got the pinky out and I got my popcorn made. I'm going to make my tea and coffee. I'm like, let's watch this go down.
Yeah, I've got my tea. Look, pinky's out.
This is going to be...
This is going to go down big side. You can imagine the forum in a couple of months' time. How long is it going on for? Let's have a look.
Cliffy's got it. Cliffy's got it. I mean, he's touching on what I'm touching on. He's picking up what I'm putting down. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be a shit show.
Oh yes.
Now I would imagine, there's plenty of esports that do this that pay a lot. $7,500. Hell, that's travel expenses for one team or maybe one guy for some of these giant esports. It's a hotel bill, but they really have to watch that closely because you definitely get people cheating. When you start talking about money, I mean, people are gonna, they're gonna take every advantage they can possibly get. Yeah,
I mean to be brutally honest, Guido, that is leaving it wide open because that $7,500 prize is the price of my motorcycle. Now, if I want a new motorbike, you know what I mean? That is like, for me, that's big money. The fact that it's money at all is ridiculous, but it's big money.
Well, I mean, it's good for the game. It's good for esports. It's how things are done. There are cash prizes for lots of stuff. It's just not something we've dealt with too much in World of Tanks. So we'll see how the community responds to it. Yeah. Steel Guts, almost get all the money back. Of course, you'd have to share that with your team, Steel Guts, right? That's what we're talking about, man. You're not supposed to take the money and run.
Well, it does say one player on the first place team gets the money. So does he have to share?
I may be into it about that much, Steel Guts, over 10 years, probably. It's going to be close to that. I'd like to say it's not even close to that, but I bet it is. Since I've been a CC, that's not been a problem. Yeah. So since I've been a CC, I've started to recoup that stuff, which is one of the nice things about being a CC. But of course, you got to create content and be useful to the company. Yeah. At least in a tertiary fashion. Company is valued at 1.5. Keystone controls 64% directly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know that. Because you can go on Company House and check all these out, can't you?
Yeah.
Network of 150 million users. Now, I dispute that. Not what you've put there. That's completely, 100%. But I dispute Wargaming's 150 million players. They might have 150 million people registered as players, but how many of them actually play?
Yeah.
A lot of them have stopped playing, or they've moved on, or whatever. You know what I mean? So,
or they come back and forth.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's 150 million people who understand the brand.
Yeah, who know the game. Yeah, it's the brand,
right?
Isn't it? Yeah.
So that's what you're doing. You just, a lot of people know about Coke, but not all of them drink it all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and there's value in that too.
Yeah, and we know there's 150 million people who know about this channel, Guido's channel, but not everybody turns up at Coffee Talk, do they?
Well, there's not enough room in the lobby. We only have there's only room for like 100 people in there, so
yeah.
We only have 100 seats right now. We're at half capacity for
the audience members.
Well, yeah, for social distancing. We don't want everybody sitting too close.
Oh, of course, yeah. Maybe
so
we should have masks on.
Make sure you guys are social distancing out there in the audience.
Yeah, Steel Guts has got his mask on, look.
Good point, Steel Guts. A lot of those are going to have more than one account. Yep.
Thanks, Kedge. Take care, mate.
All right, Kedge. Later, man. All right, what else did we have? We did talk about that. We talked about Battle Pass. I think that's it, man. Simply Nook was the last one. I hope that doesn't turn into devolve into a shit show, but And it shouldn't. You know, the real question is whether this company that's running it can do it right, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that I haven't looked into this company. I need to dig into it. I'm assuming that they're you know
Yeah.
full up. They've done this before. They understand what they're doing. I would imagine they do. So I'm sure it'll be fine. But I'm waiting for the forum post. My my team
You can imagine it.
my team commander ran off with the money, and that's the one I'm waiting for.
We never shared because he's like, well, I don't actually know you guys. You're just internet friends.
We won, and my team commander ran off with the money. Because what happens professionally with this kind of stuff is when you build these teams, you have a manager, and you sign a contract, and the contract says who gets what and where. When you have a smaller-ish game like this, it's just starting this kind of stuff. You're going to get a team of buddies together, and they go, "Hey, let's we're all good players," or maybe over Discord, people that know each other from the competitive scene, and they're all going to conglomerate into teams, and there's going to be all kinds of drama going on with that. Who's on what team, and who what's the promise, and blah blah blah. But if you don't write this crap down and get it legally set up, then you open yourself up. Yeah. You open yourself up for my team commander won and he ran off with the money.
And you've got to say, I mean, all morality apart, if you are a person that leans towards cheating to be able to win these sort of things, you're going to do that, aren't you? Because if you're a cheat, you're going to cheat the rest of your team out of the money if they win.
Yeah. Well, Steelgut says exactly right. I've seen the same stuff. You have an office pool, or somebody buys a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
You like pull together, and the guy goes out and he buys a lottery ticket or 10 or whatever, and the deal is the handshake is if one of them hits, and all of a sudden, he's claiming the ticket or she's claiming the ticket. And how many stories have you seen that people like, bro, that was what I bought. I bought that one with my own money.
yeah, that wasn't part of the group thing. This was a separate one, and now it's $1 million. I'm afraid I'm gone.
Oh man.
Oh, superb.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll see, man. We'll see.
I hope it doesn't, but I've just got this sort of like cold water feeling on the back of my neck. You know what I mean? It's just the forum will be full of it in May.
But you can see why Wargaming's not interested in futzing around with it themselves, and why they're perfectly happy to, whether this is a contract or just a partnership or what's going on here. Why they're perfectly happy to let a third party company take on the risk of futzing around with a bunch of gamer nerds who are going to do God knows what.
Yeah, their problem, not Wargaming. Wargaming's all
exactly
going.
Exactly.
Not my problem.
Is it 15v15 format? Is that what I read?
Oh, I didn't read it. Is it?
Somebody was saying a 5v5. But maybe I misread it. I don't know. Let's see. It is.
See you later, Steelguts.
It is 15v15.
Wow.
Wow. That is going to be getting so that's a Clan Wars idea, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be a Clan Wars setup. Good clans are going to want to try to put a team together, or potentially with 7,500 on the. But if you have 20 people, what is that math? How many times is 20 going to 7,500? Half, right? 3,700, 3,750. Is that right?
Sounds about right.
3,750. 3,725, 37, something like that. So
yeah.
Well, that's just divided by 2. My head's up my rear end. Hold on. See, that's why you don't do math in public.
No.
It can get very embarrassing very quickly.
You've got to do
$375 a person.
$400, yeah.
All of a sudden, that 7,500 doesn't look like such a windfall, does it?
No. Unless you're the commander and you run away with it.
Yeah, Sutek was talking about the Premier League, which is 5v5. That would be much more interesting to me than a 15v15. I would agree with that. Yeah, Claddy's got it, 15v15. Welcome, Claddy. See, and that's the thing, Clippy, 100%. So now how is this written? Who gets what? If you're a reserve and never play, do you get less? Probably. Is it performance-based? Damage, kills, something like that?
gets very, very complicated when you start digging into it like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Charlie Horse has a good point. Would you pay to watch it?
Well, there
No,
you go.
not
Yeah.
me.
Exactly.
Not me.
No.
I did. I came
absolutely.
close, Howie, but that's why Math in Public. I drew a blank. I was able.
And I was no help whatsoever because I'm absolutely crap.
I got the
so
first. I got the first part of it, and then I couldn't remember what to do, so I got the old calculator out.
Yeah. Oh, you've got calculator on your desk. Well, see, I haven't even got that. I've got.
You have a computer.
Oh yeah. Why do I write everything down then if I've got it on the? I've got a computer with a calculator on it. I'm like that, writing it dead quick, trying to work it out. And never mind. Superb.
It's like my son coming up, Dad. Question blah blah blah. If only there was a website where you could put a question in and find out nearly anything.
Do I look like Google?
He's holding his phone. He's going to come ask me the question. I'm like, it's a sentence away from being understood at levels deeper than I could ever get into, other than a few subjects like flying F-15s or something. If you Google it, you're going to know more than I know within seconds.
Yeah.
You're that sweet.
Do you know what? I wish when I was instructing many years ago that Google was around, because when you get that bone-ass question at the end of the session, you say save all your questions till later, guys, till the end of the session, because you don't want to be disturbed, and I'll answer all your questions at the end of the session. And then what happens when you say that is that only the important questions get remembered. So, but you always get a bone-ass question that's thrown in at the end. I wish I had the ability to go, do you know what, Sunshine? That's a good question. It deserves a good answer. Google it.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes when you get into this technical stuff about specific things, I mean, if you're doing technical training or something, Google may not answer it. But general questions from a teenager, pretty easily answered. There are
pretty answer. Yeah.
Yeah, there are no stupid questions, but there are stupid question askers.
Yeah, there's people who ask them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know, Charlie. Would some? Yeah, I think so. Some people would certainly pay. But that's what Twitch is, essentially.
Yeah.
Even though it's free, they rely on ad revenue because so many people are watching. So it's not a direct, hey, I'm paying to watch Twitch, although some people do. So I don't know. It's interesting how it's all tied together like that.
AMC.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, come over here. Let me tell you everything I know and just start reading the pages.
Just Wikipedia. So.
Game Plus. If Wargame wants you to play Me, Myself, and I gameplay style, then why have a help me command? RNG Russian bias. What's up? I don't know, man. I use that in game, and sometimes it helps. Sometimes you hit the reload thing, and people notice it, and you see them. Like, we'll be pushing, and I'll be an autoloader, and I'll hit the reload thing. Hey, I got 30 seconds or whatever. You'll see them stop, and then I'll make it a point to hit ready, and they'll go. So not all the time, but excuse me.
Bless you. And all who's sailing you.
Spring, man, it's getting me.
Oh yeah, it's getting there.
All right.
Howie.
I think we're at the bitter end, my friends. Did you have anything else? You had a contest.
Yeah,
right?
I've got a 500 gold competition. It'd be a very quick one because we're winding it up. But it's a Royal Navy. It's a 2-part question. So get your fingers ready to Google.
All right, 500 gold. Is that what's up?
500 gold. That's what's up. But I need both answers at the same time for the 2-part question. I need the answer. You can't Google the first bit and then come back later on. So if you give me an answer, I'll take it as it is. The two answers need to be together on the same script line.
Okay.
You get what? Yeah? Right.
Yep.
Okay. Because I think we got confused last week. There was like one answer, and then they came back with another answer later on, and I was trying to figure it out. So here we go. Quick combo for 500 gold. Royal Navy question. Okay. Part 1 of the question is the expression hung, drawn, and quartered. What does that mean? The second part, limeys. Where did that name came from? That's what you guys call the Brits, limeys. Okay, so the expression hung, drawn, and quartered. What is exactly happens when you're hung, drawn, and quartered? And limeys. Where did the expression limeys
I think I know both those answers.
Cool. I'm glad you do, sir. The first one to get it. Both answers together. 500 gold. Whoops.
Pig just did
Dropped my pen.
11,000 combined in the LHM TV versus an EB. Nice.
No, nice. Yeah.
Smart tracked light tank play can beat wheelies. It's just when you get YOLO'd by them and get caught out, that's when it really sucks. Limeys are English sailors eating limes to stop scurvy. Hung, drawn, and
RNG,
quartered.
I need to know exactly what happens when you're hung, drawn, and quartered. So you're now out because you've given the two answers. I do apologise, but you can't answer again because it needs to be.
Okay.
Yeah, we all know it's a punishment, but
Does he have one right or no?
one of them is right.
Okay.
That's
Just
giving
gave it away, yeah. It's all right, though.
That's cool.
He's right about it being a punishment, though.
Yeah, it is a punishment, but I wanted the exactly what happens when you're hung, drawn, and quartered. Okay, so you need to answer what is a limey and what is hung, drawn, and quartered. There you go. Charlie Horse has got it. Bang on. Hung, drawn, and quartered. You get hanged to the point of almost being unconscious. Then your guts are drawn out of your stomach, and then you're pulled by horses 4 ways into 4 bits. And British sailors used to eat limes on board ship to stop scurvy. There you go. Well done, Charlie Horse.
That is a rough way to go out right there.
It is, isn't it? Charlie Horse, give us your in-game name, and I'll throw you 500 gold, mate.
I tell you, Bug, that's what he does to a T-bone steak. Oh yeah, delicious. Delicious. I don't know if I could think about those two things. Think about that while eating, though. That would not be.
No,
that would be a little rough.
That's pretty gruesome, isn't it? RNG, you got the first one right, but I needed the explanation of hung, drawn, and quartered, so my apologies. But yeah, Charlie Horse. As it is, Charlie Horse 18. Is that your in-game name?
Is that what happened to Oliver Cromwell? He got hung, drawn, and quartered?
Yeah, he got because hung, drawn, and quartered was the punishment for high treason. So high treason on the seas or high treason on the land, you were hung, drawn, and quartered, and it was up to the thing is about this. It was up to the king to decide what was treason, and one of the things that the king used to say was, even thinking about harming His Royal Majesty is treason, and you can be hung, drawn, and quartered by just thinking about it. Now, come to the Monty Python and the sketch where they stone the guy for saying Jehovah. I mean, it's the same sort of parallel, isn't it? You know, the guy said, all I said was that meal was fit for Jehovah, and he got stoned. Right? Right. So even if you said to your wife, oh, that king needs to bugger off or die or whatever, if she reported you, you'd be hung, drawn, and quartered for high treason, even though you said it in your house. Bloody king. I mean, how bad is that?
They got quite creative with getting rid of their rivals back in the day. That's for sure. All right, man. That is all I've got. We are done, I think, here, guys. I got to go get rid of Christmas. It's time. It's time. All right, that's all I've got from the left side of the Atlantic, guys.
And that's it from Pilgrim on the correct side of the Atlantic.
See ya.